Hi there, it's great to see you. My name's Darrell. Welcome to Old Man Cycling. So as you can see behind me, my new Orbea D30 1X has arrived. At the moment, it's all boxed up. So what I'm going to do in this video is take you through the unboxing process and any final bits of building that I need to do to get it roadworthy. Now, you might be able to tell that I had the bike from Sigma Sports. Now, this video is not sponsored. I completely paid for this video with my own money. But Sigma Sports, before they sent the bike to me, I've built the bike already in the workshop and they've checked it out and made sure that it's all set up completely correctly. So all I need to do is a few final bits and bobs just to get the bike in a state that I can ride it, and that's what I'm going to do in this video. So the first thing that we need to do is get it out of this box. So identify where the front and the back is. It should be marked on the box, and that will allow it to wheel out of the box correctly. Assuming that the front wheel is on for transit, it might be that they've taken the front wheel off and then we'll have to put that on. So I can't tell till we get out the box, but based on the size of the box, I'm guessing that the front wheel is probably on. Before I get the bike out the box, I've got my cycle stand ready. Now this is a really useful bit of kit to have for maintenance and things like that. But today I want to clamp the bike to here because the last thing I want to happen is for my new bike to fall over. So the front wheel is on, so the bike should roll out of the box if I do it nice and carefully. So as you've just seen, the bike did roll out the box nice and successfully, and all I've done is I've put it straight onto the stand, but I've left all the packaging on, so you can see that it's been packaged really well to make sure that it hasn't got damaged in transit. And there's also an extra little box of goodies. Now I know that in there's probably going to be my Wahoo, I've got a set of pedals, and I've also got a bottle. Apparently there are supposed to be some accessories to help me build that, so we'll open that accessory box next. So unfortunately, as I started to open the accessory box, it started to rain, so I had to move inside, but it gives me a chance to show you what was inside my accessories. Some of the things come with the bike anyway, and a few things I've ordered extra. So we've got the instructions, they're quite important. I'm going to go through those in a little while. Because it's raining, I've got lots of time to do that. I've got a bag full of reflectors, there's a bell in there, and a few other little bits and bobs. Then there's a trip computer that comes with the Orbea, so that would have been standard anyway, so that is just a standard computer. Then I've got the charger, so there's a UK plug and then the adapter that's inside there. So that's everything that you would normally get with the e-bike. But then I've also ordered myself a Wahoo. This is the Element Roam, so I'll talk about that in a future video. Then a set of pedals, obviously they're essential. I use mountain bike pedals, so I needed a new set of those, and a new water bottle because my old one was getting a bit past it. It's still raining quite a lot outside, so what I've done is I've made some room in the dining room by shifting some furniture, and we can carry on the build inside. So the first step is to remove the packaging that protected the bike while it was in transit. So what I've done is I've removed the bolts from the stem so that when I offer up the faceplate, I can put that in fairly quickly. And I've done that before I've unwrapped the handlebars because I don't want the handlebars dangling about and damaging the paintwork. Also note that the faceplate on the Orbea D30, or all of the Gain bikes, have actually got an integrated light here, and this is a mount as well for the computer at the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to very quickly attach the faceplate to the handlebars. I'm not going to set them up, we can do that later, but first thing, we just need to get the bolts in so the handlebars are on the front. Now I have had many failed attempts to get the bolts through the faceplate into the stem because of the cables going into the stem, forcing the handlebars off in a funny angle. And also there is a wire underneath this mount here where the computer goes that feeds power to the light. So there's lots of cables about. So the way that I got around this is I've straddled the bike to hold it up right, and it just gives a much better way of being able to hold the handlebars and start the screws off. So I've got the first bolts into the top of the faceplate, and then I've got to put the bottom 2 bolts in, and it is important when you're tightening the bolts to do them diagonally and equally so the space is equal at the top and the bottom. So the handlebars are on, and I've removed all of the additional packaging. Now the bolts aren't absolutely as tight as they should be, just in case I need to adjust the handlebars once I've got the seat adjusted to the right height and the pedals on, and then I can give them the final little tweaking to make sure that they're really firm. I'm now ready to install the pedals. Now I use mountain bike pedals because I prefer the mountain bike shoes because it's much easier to walk in them because the cleats underneath are recessed within the grips. And if you use road bike clips, then they protrude from the bottom and they can wear a lot more easily. And an added advantage is that these mountain bike pedals are double-sided, so you can clip in on either side. What's really important to remember when you're installing pedals is that the different sides screw in different directions. And the way that you can remember is you tighten the screw in the direction that the wheels move. So I'm on the right hand side at the moment, so this front wheel is going to spin clockwise, so I turn the pedals clockwise. So what I'm going to do is offer up the pedal, and then just using my fingers I'm going to find the thread and start to tighten it. Now this should be a fairly easy process. If there's any resistance at all here, then there's a danger that you might have cross-threaded the thread. It should go in very easily all the way, virtually until it stops, and there we are. We've put it in all the way, and then the final process is just to get a spanner, and in this case it's a dedicated pedal spanner, and I just give it another quick quarter turn, and then they are nicely tight. And then I'm going to turn the bike round and do the other side. Now the left hand pedal is exactly the same process, except for the fact that you are now turning the screw anti-clockwise. Again, think about the direction that the wheels are going to be traveling when the bike is moving forward, and that should help you make sure you get it in the right direction. And so again, I'm just going to tighten this pedal up until it's fully seated against the crank, just by being finger tight. Then I'll get the pedal spanner and I'll just give it an extra quarter turn just to make sure it's fully tight. So I've just adjusted the saddle height, and I've done that based on the measurements that I got from my saddle fitting a week ago, and that measurement was taken from the bottom bracket, or the center of the bottom bracket, up to the top of the saddle. I've tested it out, and that is fine. It works really well on this bike as well. And the way that you can test it is when you put your heel on the pedal, at the bottom of the pedal stroke, your leg should be nearly straight with just a slight bend. So now I'm happy with the way that the bike feels. I'm just going to make sure that all of the bolts that I've put in are nice and tight, especially this stem and faceplate that I purposely didn't tighten as much as I should have done in case I needed to adjust it. So I do need to just give that a little bit more of a tweak, and then just test that it's completely firm, and then we should be road ready after I've charged the bike. The bike is now fully built, all the accessories on, and everything has been charging overnight. So all that's left now is to go for the first ride. So join me in the next video and find out how that goes. If you have enjoyed this video, you can let me know down below in the comments. I do have a Facebook page as well, so you can head off over there and leave me your comments. If you want to help the page to grow and make sure that you don't miss out on any future content, then you can do me a really big favor by clicking like, subscribe, and the bell notifications. Well, that's it for now. Don't forget to check out my next video where we go for the first ride. In the meantime, there'll be a video just up here to check out. It's been great to OMC you. All that's left now is to say, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. And then we need to mountain bike shoes are much easier to work.